Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Untitled Game Channel. I'm AJ Gels. Guys, welcome back to the weekly show. Once again, I am so sorry for skipping out on you guys last week. I had to prepare for finals. Had a long finals week. And I always hate to do this late after taking a week off, but I got home last night, got my setup done, hung out with the family, kind of woke up this morning, same thing, hung out with the family. And now I'm doing this now. Don't expect a lot from me today. Just because, again, I'm going to be doing some yard work, hanging out, again, with the family. Tomorrow I'll be back up today. Because my internet's faster here at home than it is back at my apartment. I definitely expect uploads to speed up in comparison to what they've been. I'm trying to think. There was one other thing. I did this intro a second ago, and there was something up that I had to re-look up, and I can't remember. Okay, oh yeah, a new game that I'm planning on playing. I think it's on the 16th is when it releases. I need to double check that date. But I got the first about hour of gameplay from Christopher Odd, a game called The Surge. Sort of a pseudo sci-fi Dark Souls. The game looks really good, really interesting. Usually Dark Souls never interests me. Maybe it's just because there's no story. Or it's just those games have never really kind of resonated with me. But The Surge looks just different enough that it actually really might connect with me. So I'm definitely planning on doing at least maybe about an hour of gameplay of that on release. Definitely come by, check that out once more. I want to say it's on the 16th is when that'll be starting. But either way, we're going to get into some news here. All of our stuff today comes from IGN, this first article being from Seth G. Macy. BioWare's new IP release date has been pushed back. Now, this one it's due to new features, not as opposed to the next one, which there's still some BioWare stuff that we're going to be talking about. It seems like there's some drama going on in BioWare, but I'll talk about that in the next one. Let's see here. Starting off, the article reads, during its quarterly call with investors today, EA announced BioWare's new project has been pushed into its 2019 fiscal year. EA's fiscal year begins in April, so it looks like we'll need to wait until at least April 2018. In January, EA announced BioWare's new IP release date was sometime before March of 2018. The delay is attributed to new features BioWare is adding to as of yet unnamed game, built around a live service, something EA said is coming along well. Son of a bitch, stop making make single-player games, you bastards. Okay, I'm done. And I quote, we're very pleased with the process of our new action IP from BioWare, EA CEO Andrew Wilson said during the call. We decided to add more to the disruptive new social design for our players, end quote. That makes no freaking sense. The word is disruptive? Is that a typo? Because that doesn't sound right. Because that just makes it sound bad. Because why would I want a social design in a game that's going to disrupt it? Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Maybe I'm interpreting that wrong, but that doesn't make sense. If anybody can make sense of that and I'm dumb, go to the comments and yell at me. Continuing on. BioWare's new IP is a complete ground-up property for the developer. In January, Wilson called it a, and I quote, clean sheet design with new concepts, new gameplay mechanics, and new stories, end quote. It was also stressed that the new IP won't be an RPG, but was called by Wilson a unique IP that will bring players together in exciting new ways. Yeah! EA reporting its earnings generating, and I quote, record net sales and operating cash flow in fiscal 2017. Just Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I don't like this whole, we're trying to make social games and we want you all to interact and I'm sorry, it's ruining narratives because it's just like Assassin's Creed Unity. There we go. Great narrative. Gameplay, yes, was shaky. Had a lot of technical issues. I stand by it. They shouldn't have put co-op in that game. Because I think that thing really drug that game down. And I know that, yes, that's what's drug it down. But I'm serious. I think that drug it down. Mass Effect doesn't need a multiplayer. Look, actually, I will say, Andromeda is actually kind of fun. But it doesn't need a multiplayer. Just do a strict single-player game. Then in the main story, then they could have put more planets. I don't know. I don't know what space that how much space on the disc the multiplayer uses, but they could have done more stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't have the technical know-how to really say that. It's just, I don't know. I kind of wish that we could stop having to have so much flippin' multiplayer or socialness. I want to sit down sometimes and play a game. It's what I'm loving about Persona 5. I mean, there's an online feature, yet it's completely optional. You don't even need to use it. And that game on its own is flippin' amazing. So, whatever. Let's move on to the next one. This is something that a lot of people have, also by Seth G. Macy by IGN. Mass Effect series on hold, according to report. Now, this is a massive... this has been a massive thing with everyone. You know, I keep seeing all these YouTube videos, all these people just bitching about this game. Which, you know, it's, you know, I can't even remember some of the titles, but, you know, it's like, you know, but everybody's like, oh, Mass Effect series is now canceled. Oh, look what Andromeda did. It canceled the Mass Effect series. And everybody's like, oh, well, I've been waiting for Mass Effect to do this since Mass Effect 3. And, you know, and just flipping out and bitching and bitching and bitching. And yes, I know, again, it's always funny to hear me say, oh, people are bitching when that's my job. I sit here on the internet, talk about video games, and complain. That's kind of my shtick. But I at least try and be not as mean-spirited, and I think that's a big thing. Look, when I bitch about something, I do it because I want to see improvement, not because I want... Again, maybe that's not the right way to put it. I don't know. I'm just voicing my opinion. I just try not to be so much of an asshole about it, or I at least try and see some good in the games. Because I keep reading articles that keep calling Mass Effect Andromeda polarizing. I think that's not true. I don't look at this as a polarizing, people thinking it really good or really bad. I see really bad, or people like me who are going, it's a good game. Because I mean, personally, I don't understand, and I've said this a lot, that I don't see the massive hate that this game is drawing. Everybody, you know, it's all the animations are so janky. Alright, that's been a Bioware problem since ever. What, you expected this one just to be perfect because it's on the new generation of consoles? Get the hell over it, guys. I mean, the game still runs fine. Oh, it's Bioware is known for always having great dialogue. Really? I've played a good bit of Bioware games. They have some really hinky dialogue. You know, I mean, not all the time. It's just some stuff here. With these massive RPGs, there's always going to be some lines that are delivered horribly. It's just, I don't know. I mean, and again, when it comes to technical problems, other than some of the facial stuff, I haven't really noticed a lot. I don't know. I just think I think people's expectations for this game were so astronomically high. Which I think Bioware did a great job. They really didn't push this game advertising-wise. It was just kind of, here it is. But I think people were just expecting so much more from this game. While I got it and went, look, would I have liked more? Would I have liked more planets to explore? Would I have liked this? Would I have liked that? Yeah, probably. But I see it for what it is. And you know what? Granted, not the best thing they have ever made, which I stand by in the Mass Effect franchise. It's Mass Effect 2. Because I think that game really had the best, it was the best shooter and the best RPG and story and characters and all that. Well, this game, I think, falls... Of the 4 Mass Effect games, and people are going to hate me for saying this, 1 was my least favorite. Mass Effect 1 was my least favorite. It's just because the combat in that game wasn't very fun. Then I'd put Andromeda. Then 3, then 2. And you know what? In 2 I would give a 9. And the other 3 I give 1 a 7. And Andromeda, and 3 and 8. That's what I'd rate them. Yes, Mass Effect 1 I'd give a 7. Well, really it's more like a 7.5 for me, 7.6, but I don't do the decimal places. I go whole numbers, and I'm not, and you know, it's just how I see it. You know what? Hell, I'll even be nice. I'll round up. I'll give Mass Effect. I'll give Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect, an 8. They're good games. I don't know. I'm sorry. I've rambled and editorialized enough. I'll read the flippant article. Mass Effect Andromeda developer Bioware Montreal has put the series on hiatus, according to a report. A representative for EA sent us the following statement, and I quote, "Our teams at Bioware and across EA put in tremendous effort bringing Mass Effect Andromeda to players around the world. Even as Bioware continues to focus on the Mass Effect Andromeda community and live service, we are constantly looking at how we're prepared for the next experience we will create. The teams in EA worldwide studios are packed with talent, and more than ever, we are driving to collaborate between studios on key projects. With our Bioware and Motive teams sharing studio space in Montreal, we have Bioware team members joining Motive projects that are underway. We're also ramping up teams on other Bioware projects in development. I can't speak. There will be much more to come from Bioware in the years ahead." Kotaku reports Bioware Montreal is now a support studio with employees not working on Star Wars Battlefront 2. Instead saying at the studio to, and I quote, "help support BioWare's other games," its sources said. Bioware Montreal will still be working on patches and fixes for Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer. One of the other projects is Bioware's brand new IP, which we just talked about in the last article. This said Bioware is doing away with its vaunted series, but is instead pumping the brakes on a follow-up to Mass Effect Andromeda. And I think that is a massively important thing to stress right there, that this is not them canceling the series. I've seen so many people been lighting their hair on fire, going, you see, Mass Effect Andromeda caused BioWare to cancel any more Mass Effect games. No, the series is now on hold. It's because I'm guessing it has to do with resource management, and by that I mean manpower at the studio. I've been hearing a lot of people say, well, Bioware Montreal is not their A-team studio. I'm not 100% sure how accurate that is. I don't know enough about the actual dev teams or like the smaller studios within the massive branch of the companies. So I can't necessarily make a full-on point about that. But it's just to everyone who's saying, oh, well, this game ruined Mass Effect. No, it didn't. They just said right there, they're putting it on ice. Okay. I'm not surprised. This game, it didn't have the hot response that it wanted. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that they're not going to make one next year. Okay. I'm willing to bet you by 2022 we'll see another Mass Effect Andromeda. Granted, I know that's 5 years, and that's a long time in the game world, but I really don't think that this is the end for the franchise. I think we're going to see more games in it. I think this is too popular. I think Mass Effect is too big of a name that I don't think Andromeda is going to ruin that. I think we're going to see more. We're going to see a follow-up to Andromeda eventually, but I think right now BioWare is going to be trying to do some new things. I think that... it's with EA and just everything. I'm not worried about this. I don't understand the people who are, and I think it's dumb. All right, moving on. Let's see here. Study shows more people interested in buying Nintendo Switch than PS4 Pro or Scorpio. Article by Hope Corrigan of IGN. I'll get into my opinion on this and we'll read. And I quote, the article reads, a recent survey has revealed that more people are interested in owning a Nintendo Switch console than a PS4 Pro or the upcoming Microsoft Project Scorpio. In the U.S., Nielsen Games 360 report, reports from a pool of over 2,000 participants, 16% of gamers aged 13 and up said they would probably buy the Switch, while only 15% said the same for the PS4 Pro and 13% for the Scorpio. The report is a U.S. survey conducted yearly with the aims of researching how Americans feel about gaming and what products they are buying and participating in. The trend held with members of the general population as well, with 12% interested in Nintendo's latest console hybrid, 11% looking to buy Sony's improved PS4 model, and 9% interested in buying in the upcoming Microsoft console. Nielsen's report does make a distinction between the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, as well as the Xbox One and Scorpio. However, and including the currently available consoles from Sony and Microsoft dethrones Nintendo's lead. Okay, that's an odd sentence. 21% of gamers' audience and 15% of the general public polled is interested in buying the standard PS4, while the Xbox One is next in line with 17% and 12% interest from both groups, respectively. That puts the currently available Xbox One and the Switch at an even level with the general audience. Nintendo's new console has proved popular out of the gate though with 2.74 million units selling within its first month, causing Nintendo to airship consoles to meet consumer demand. The report also measured general awareness of all these platforms, noting that only 77% of gamers 13 and older said that they had heard of the PS4, versus 27% for the PS4 Pro, 72% for the Xbox One, 29% for the Switch, and 14% for the Scorpio. 9% of those polled said they had heard of none of the above consoles. The general audience is similarly in line, with a 69% awareness of the PS4, 61% for the Xbox One, 22% for the Switch, 21% for the PS4 Pro, and 11% for the Scorpio. Okay, I have some massive issues with how they're describing this. One, with this right here, the term gamers 13 and older, only 77% have heard of the PS4. What? I'm sorry, I don't understand that, what the hell they're defining gamer as. Because I'm sorry, if you call yourself a gamer and don't know what the hell the PS4 is, or the Xbox One, what the, you gotta be like Amish or something, because that's only if they allow you to have like an old Super Nintendo or something. What the hell? That makes no flippin' sense. That only 77%. I mean, maybe I'm completely misunderstanding what they're saying, but from how that reads, that makes no sense to me. Like, how have they not heard of the PS4? I know they might not own one, but how have they not heard of it? I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of issues with a lot of these numbers. Like, one, again, I don't know massive sample size and all this for research, but over 2,000 participants. That doesn't seem like a lot considering how large the gaming industry is. And look, I'm not trying to bag on the Switch. All right? I've given up. I know I've chosen my hill to die on. Whatever. I honestly, how to put this? I'm not surprised the PS4 Pro people are less interested in buying the Pro than the Switch. I get it. The Pro, they botched that launch. It wasn't, you need the 4K TV to fully use it. Yeah, probably the same for the Scorpio. But, but they kind of, I think the PS4 Pro was rushed. It's unnecessary and it's not very interesting. As far as the Scorpio goes, Xbox hasn't really done any advertising for it, as far as I've seen. All they've really done for it is just kind of we put out technical specs and this and that. It's a slow drip, and I'm going to guess we're going to get a massive drop during the Microsoft conference at E3 this year. So I'm not surprised that a lot of even general population don't know a lot about the Scorpio, or who's not paying attention to the industry wouldn't hear about the Scorpio. I don't know. It's just some of these numbers just don't make sense to me, and maybe it's just because I'm so immersed in gaming that I don't get it from a more casual perspective. But it's this one right here that's the weirdest to me, that it's that 77% of gamers 13 and older said they had heard of the PS4. It's just like 72% had heard of the Xbox One. That just doesn't make sense to me. And 9% said that they had heard of none of the above consoles. That doesn't make any sense to me either. I don't know. I'm so curious about this. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And yes, I know I brought it up just to complain about it. No, it's more I brought it up because these are interesting numbers, but personally, I don't know. Something seems a little hinky in that. I don't know. Just doesn't seem right. Either way, moving on to, I guess, some sad news. But this is good news because definitely you should get this. This is Alan Wake to be removed from stores because of expiring licenses. Article by Cassie DeFreitas. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Either way, the article reads, Alan Wake is potentially in its last days because of expiring music licenses. To give players a chance to get the game before it's pulled, developer Remedy announced on Twitter that Alan Wake is currently 90% off on Steam for the last 48 hours it's available. Sorry. The Alan Wake Sunset Sale, pricing Alan Wake at $3, will begin on May 13th at 10 a.m. PT and end of May 15, when Alan Wake will be taken down. Let's see here. So that means the sale is currently going. Definitely go pick up this game. Phenomenal game. Let's see here. Though the expired musical licenses won't affect the side story, Alan Wake's American Nightmare, it will still be offered at a discount as well, along with all DLC. Remedy has stressed repeatedly on Twitter that players who already own Alan Wake will retain the ability to play it well after it's discontinued. Tamsa Puha? That's how that's pronounced. Head of Communications pointed out it's not just one song causing all of the grief. Every track's license is expiring, including songs specifically curated for episodes' endings, like David Bowie's Space Oddity, and songs from the in-game fictional band Old Gods of Asgard. I really want some of those songs performed by Poets of the Fall. Because of the licensed soundtrack is such an integral part of Alan Wake, patching it out just isn't a simple solution. Instead, Remedy is looking into relicensing the music, but it's unknown how long the process will take. Is Alan Wake worth $3? The answer is yes. Definitely go pick it up. Phenomenal game. Probably one of my favorite Xbox games. Probably my favorite game to come out of Remedy. For the love of God, make a sequel. And I mean, it's $3. Pick it up. Great game. So worth it. Go. Pause the video right now. Open up Steam. Get it. Then come back. Then play it. In that order. I'm sorry. I need ad rev. Leave me alone. Moving on. We're going to talk some football now. Madden NFL's 18 cover art athlete is Tom Brady. And I'm very excited about this. I'm sorry. I'm a big Pats fan. Love that Super Bowl last year. They picked a horrible picture to start off on that one for good old Tommy. But I'm sorry. After that Super Bowl this year, holy shit, that was a good game. Well, I mean, maybe not for like the first half, but it's a great comeback. Oh, I loved it. Either way, article by Alex Osborne. The article reads, New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady will be the cover athlete of Madden NFL 18. Electronic Arts has announced for the first time in Madden NFL history, the cover athletes in back-to-back years are teammates, as the 5-time Super Bowl champion follows last year's cover athlete, Patriot tight end Rob Gronkowski. Madden NFL 18 will release for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One worldwide on August 25th. The latest installment in the long-running sports franchise will be powered by Frostbite, which, according to EA, and I quote, delivers a significant visual leap not only to the players, but crowds, stadiums, and more, end quote. Alongside today's cover reveal, Electronic Arts reveal Madden NFL 18. It's so hard to say Electronic Arts. I don't know why. Pre-order bonuses. Those who pre-order the standard version will receive 5 squad packs and the choice of an elite player for use in Ultimate Team. Meanwhile, those who pre-order the GOAT edition will get the aforementioned content in the standard edition, as well as the ability to choose one of 5 GOAT. I have no clue what that means. I don't play Ultimate Team. Players for Ultimate Team. Owners of this edition will also get 3-day early access to the game, allowing them to dive into the action on August 22nd. Additionally, EA Access members will be able to try out the game early for up to 10 hours starting August 17th. Electronic Arts will share additional details about Madden NFL 18, including a new mode at EA Play on June 10th. The publisher will showcase a number of other games as well, including Ghost Game's new Need for Speed title, as well as FIFA 18, NBA Live 18, and Star Wars Battlefront 2. For the love of God, for the next Need for Speed game, go back to like Need for Speed Most Wanted, Need for Speed Carbon, and when I'm talking Need for Speed Most Wanted, I'm talking the PS2 one. I loved that game. People disagree with me, but they're wrong. Sorry, I'm just being a dick. No, I love that game. I like the live action cutscenes, the ambience, the racing. I thought that game was pretty spot on. Next article, Square Enix parts with Hitman Studio or EO. I can never remember. I say IO, but I guess because the O's not capitalized, it's EO. Either way. Article by Luke Riley, IGN. Square Enix has declared its decision, my voice is cracked, to withdraw from Danish developer IO Interactive. The company made the announcement alongside its financial results for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2017, released today. And I quote, "To maximize player satisfaction as well as market potential going forward, we are focusing our resources and energies on key franchises and studios," end quote, Square Enix said in its statement, and I quote, "As a result, the company has regrettably decided to withdraw from the business of EO Interactive, a wholly owned subsidiary and a Danish corporation, as of March 31st, 2017, end quote. EO, goddamn, the developer of Hitman and Kane and Lynch, God, I love that game. Really? That was I didn't know EO did Kane and Lynch. Sorry, side note. Found itself in the Square Enix stable in 2019 when the Japanese publisher acquired EO's, I keep wanting to say IO, EO's parent company, Eidos Interactive. What the news means, there we go. God, I can't read words. For the future of the studio itself and the Hitman series is unclear. Last year's Hitman Season 1 left the current story in limbo, and as of August last year, EO Interactive was planning for 3 seasons of the episodic game. EO Interactive has been focused entirely on Hitman series since 2013, when the studio laid off half of its staff and canceled all non-Hitman projects and initiatives. Word of the split comes alongside news that Square Enix has otherwise enjoyed, and I quote, "record high net sales, operating income, ordinary income, and profit attributed to owners of parent," end quote, for the fiscal year. Not really much I can say about this. I don't know I don't know enough about like the inner workings and economics and whatever to make a fully, I guess I'd say, informed opinion on this. All I can say is, while I think the new Hitman was good, I don't know. I like the older ones better. I didn't think this one was that amazing. I don't know. There's just something about it. I think it was the episodic thing. I couldn't get into it. Finally, something I really love to talk about. Everybody here should know I'm a massive Assassin's Creed fan, and we finally have a leaked screenshot for the upcoming Mass Effect game. I've seen. I'm trying to think here. What am I going to say? Andromeda. God, what was the name of it? I want to say it was. I can't remember the supposed name that this game was gonna have. It was like Assassin's Creed, whatever after the colon. Either way, moving on. What purports to be the first screenshot of the next game in the Assassin's Creed series has apparently leaked. Posted on Reddit and confirmed as legitimate by 3 separate Eurogame sources. The image would suggest a return to using controllable boats, a popular feature in Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and its spin-off Assassin's Creed Rogue. Okay, by looking at this, I don't see that, or I don't see it as like the Black Flag and Rogue ships. I see it like the gondolas in 2. Were the gondolas in 2? I think there were gondolas in 2. I mean, I could be wrong. You know, I'd have to see the game. I mean, I really hate when we start trying to derive so much information from like a single screenshot. So, whatever. But here it is. We'll keep reading. While the screenshot doesn't explicitly confirm the Egyptian setting we heard rumored last year, the aesthetic does seem to fit, and the quotes and the quest text on the left add substantial amounts of fuel to the fire. Follow Shadia to Kenut, so that's how that's pronounced, Villa. Kenut was indeed an Egyptian queen who ruled between 2375 to 2345 BC. Also, a fun little detail, one mission will see you having to assassinate the crocodile. Wonderful stuff. It remains to be seen whether the next Assassin's Creed will launch this year. It wasn't absolutely certain in 2016, but the level of detail on show here would suggest the game is relatively far along in development. I'm willing to bet that we're going to see this. We're going to see the AC game drop this year. At least that's what everything that I've been hearing has pointed to, that they were going to take a year off to kind of reimagine the franchise. And I mean, as far as I've seen, I'm willing to bet you, I'll agree, if you can kind of see right there, that clothing, kind of Egyptian-y. The only thing right here is just there's a lot of green back there, and maybe there's more green in Egypt than I think. I don't know. I don't know. Either way, I do agree. I think it has that Egyptian feel, and I'm willing to bet you that, yeah, Egypt is right. I mean, plus all those leaks that we keep hearing about for Assassin's Creed has always been fairly accurate, so I wouldn't be surprised to see us going to Egypt sometime, I'd guess, October, November. But I'm willing to bet we'll hear more at the Ubisoft press conference come E3 time. But guys, that is all I have for you guys this week. Sorry if I've been a little weird talking really fast. First couple articles, I had opinions and I was just talking. Either way, thanks for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com in the description below. Please remember to like, comment if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Come back next week at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific for more of this show. Come back for the variety of Let's Plays I do here on the channel. Like I said, and I'll even be starting something new in a couple days. But until then, guys, I'm AJ Gels, the CM Thar Gaming Channel. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'm out.